Hi, Noor.
Hi.
What do you think of cooking today?
I haven't decided yet, but I think something which will involve potatoes.
Yeah, I see. I think this is your lucky day because the executive director of the International Science and Technology Center, David Cleave, will cook some food involving a lot of potatoes.
I can wait to start.
Yeah, let's get started. This is Talk and Cook Show. Welcome.
Thank you.
This is Talk and Cook Show.
So, gentlemen, welcome to our kitchen. David, if you could please introduce us with the ingredients and the dish we are going to cook today.
Okay, so today we're going to do a shepherd's pie, which is a very traditional English meal dating back to the 18th century. And in fact, there's two types of shepherd's pie. There's one called shepherd's pie, which is with lamb, minced lamb, and the cottage pie is actually exactly the same, but it's with beef. So today we're going to do a shepherd's pie, which is with lamb.
Shepherd's pie.
And essentially we're going to need onions, which we're going to chop up and fry to begin with. Then of course we have all the herbs. We've got rosemary, thyme, parsley, a little bit of some garlic, obviously salt and pepper.
Yes.
We're going to fry the onions in a saucepan using the olive oil.
Yes.
And once we've got all the ingredients together in the pan, we'll basically cook that with the meat until it's basically
Being cooked,
not raw anymore.
Yeah.
It's a very, very simple dish.
Yeah.
It was basically used for the poorer people in the early days in the UK, but now of course it's used by anybody.
Yes, it's turned into tradition, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
So what we need to do is we need to chop up some onions to small pieces.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll put some olive oil in the frying pan.
Yeah.
And then essentially we need to put chop some onions and
Yes,
one
let me
onion.
do it.
Okay, tell us more about your job.
Okay,
So you working in Kazakhstan.
Yes,
So how many years you've
I've been in
working?
Kazakhstan now for 9 years.
Sure.
And I'm the executive director of an international multi-government organisation called the International Science and Technology Centre. For short, it's ISTC, which is nice and easy to. So basically, what the organisation does, we were originally set up in the early 90s when the Central Asian CIS countries became independent after the fall of the Soviet Union, and some of the Western countries got together to try and fund the former weapon scientists and the scientists and the institutes to redirect the scientists onto more commercial science. So it was essentially to try and keep the scientists busy, because in those days there wasn't so much money flying around to keep the scientists in work. So a lot of the Western countries got together to fund projects to keep the scientists busy, and also to redirect their science into more commercial science.
Oh, so your job directs to ministry.
We are in Kazakhstan, who are our hosts. We actually moved to Kazakhstan in 2015 to move our head office here. So we are obviously, being a diplomatic organisation, we're registered with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. But essentially our main direct line to the government is with the Ministry of Higher Education and Science. Okay. Because obviously we're dealing with science and technology and anything to do with science. And of course we're dealing with all the scientists and the institutes
at the
university. So
sure.
That's
Am I doing it right?
Yeah, that's good. So we're going to have to do this for about.
Do you need some more onion?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, that would be good. Although.
I have some more onion.
Yeah, that'd be great. Super.
So tell us about the culture of Kazakh people. So how do you find it? I mean, interesting, curious, fascinating. So
well, I mean, I've traveled around the world. I've been to probably more than 10 countries in my sort of career. And of course, Central Asia is something which is unique in many ways. Sure. And of course, the Kazakhs, this was a new posting for me because I'd also been in Ukraine, in Russia, in Central Eastern Europe, in the Middle East, in the Far East. So it's actually a completely new cultural change for me. But it's like everything. It's when you go to a new country, you really want to try and get involved with the local people, with the culture, with the ethnicity of the country. And that's what makes every country interesting, because every country is different. Every type of nationality is different. So I've very much enjoyed my time here, and I've seen some great advances over the last 8-9 years in terms of the development, in terms of not only with the science and technology and the innovation, but also, of course, that is growing exponentially within Kazakhstan as being a sort of an area leader for Central Asia. And so it's very important that Kazakhstan continues to play that role within Central Asia, not only for the trade corridors, economic and stability, especially with the area around Central Asia. There are, of course, Middle Eastern issues. We have obviously issues within CIS countries. So stability is very much important, and that's where a lot of the foreign countries are looking to make sure that the area is stable, and that Kazakhstan plays a very important role.
That is a very important role, yes, that the area is stable. And what's the distinct difference you see in Kazakhstan before you came to Kazakhstan and now, like in your position as working as executive director?
Yes, well, it's. I mean, obviously, working in other CIS countries, you have the old Soviet style, but that's changing now. It's getting more Western. It's getting more modern, and you look at the buildings here in Astana. I mean, the
resembles Dubai, right?
Completely different from. I can imagine like 30 years ago when Astana was first starting out.
You mentioned that you visited some other post-Soviet countries, but what do you think? What makes Kazakhstan different?
No, I think with Kazakhstan, as I say, they're more of they have a leadership role within Central Asia. They have I would say they're more advanced with in terms of innovation, science and technology, and they can lead the other countries along within that sort of security, within that trade. And of course, Kazakhstan is perfectly placed because of trade. If you look at the old Kazakhstan Silk Route, that still continues today with the transportation corridors, and that's becoming even more important now.
We're talking more about logistics these days. Yes. Transportation, transport corridors, and you see I think you can absorb the importance is rising and the importance.
And of course, you've got. I mean, Kazakhstan is rich with oil, gas, minerals, uranium, and that's also important from a security point of view because other countries are looking for energy security as well. So there's a lot going for Kazakhstan.
Right.
I think here's just we see the difference between what happened just 9 years ago and now, right?
Yeah.
So software engineers.
Yeah.
We didn't have them, on that time, but now we see that difference. We have a lot of software engineers among Kazakh
technological
peoples, right?
boom.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, obviously there was a big push for the 2017 Astana Expo, and that was looking at future renewable, sustainable energy, and that's put the path for Kazakhstan also to sort of go down that corridor more and more. And of course, we actually helped. Our organisation helped quite a lot in that, in providing keynote speakers, experts, Nobel laureates to be part of the fora.
Tell us more in details about the projects you are being involved in Kazakhstan.
In Kazakhstan, as I say, it's mainly to do with non-proliferation type of projects. So it's chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear. So we look at nuclear safety and safeguards. We look at water security, for instance. We look at export control on dual-use items, climate change even. We look at mass gatherings, we look at epidemics, anything which creates some sort of risk to the country. And also not just the country, but the region. So we're actually doing more regional types of projects now that are taking into account other countries. Because if we look at border security, if we look at climate change, that just isn't linked to one country. It's transboundary, and it covers all the countries. So it's important to get other countries involved and to share data and to share experiences. So that's very much the new trend now. Is making projects much larger, but also incorporating the many countries.
Let us be back to
so
our
going-
to
all
our
right, so
cooking process.
what we
Right.
now do,
I see the
we've browned
olive
off
brown.
the
Yes.
the onions. So what we want to do now is we want to put in minced beef. I'm going to try and sort of
So we have this ground beef.
ground beef. Well, this is actually the lamb. Sorry, with
yes,
the
the
cottage
lamb,
pie, it's
okay.
more of a. Oops.
And tell me why this pie has this name, shepherd.
I think it's probably because, I mean, going back to the 1800s or 1700s, we were very much local people that were farmers or, worked on the land. So cottage is where probably a lot of the locals used to work in. Just became, I think, a name.
Okay, I see. So we have here historic roots, right?
Yes. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to add some garlic, just a small amount of garlic here. We have rosemary, thyme, and parsley. So this is basically the mixed herbs. So we can.
Okay. And I can feel the smell.
What do you think about Kazakh cuisine?
I mean, I like Kazakh because I'm a meat eater. So Kazakhstan is very much meat orientated as far as I see. So that's good for me. I mean, I could never be a.
What is your favorite?
I mean, I like a beshbamak, of course.
Yes.
As you know, you always.
Yes. What about drinks? Maybe kamis or Shabbat?
Yes, kamis, of course.
No.
Yes, I do drink it, but not often.
Oh, you do drink it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what impressive thing you remember, just from your job or
From
some
staying in Kazakhstan
collaboration?
in general.
I was because we got so much involved with the expo. I think that was something that was so brand new for the country, and looking ahead to the future in terms of renewable energy, because obviously Kazakhstan has very much. It's coal orientated, with all the climate change and with all the talk about the reductions in emissions by 2030 or whatever it is, so it's very important. That was should we say, the start of thinking about what Kazakhstan and the region is going to do next in terms of trying to reduce carbon emissions.
Right. And I see, and I think many experts now say that Kazakhstan have all the potential for developing renewables,
developing
alternative energy.
There's a lot of renewable companies that have been set up.
Wind and sun, and
and there's a lot of associations with foreign energy companies. I mean, of course, fossil fuels are still around. We obviously have major oil fields and British organisations like Shell,
yes.
BP and other sort of British gas companies. It's good that there's a lot of foreign expertise coming in also to assist in all the areas of energy.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do now is now we've basically got the mince nice and sort of
Induces good smell.
Yes.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to
tempting.
add some vegetables. So we've got some peas here,
Right.
and then we also got some carrots. Although perhaps we can maybe cut those up a little bit, make them a bit smaller.
I can
Yes.
do that.
And then we have some corn.
corn. Yeah.
I'm going to put some corn in as well.
How's that fine?
Great, brilliant, yes.
And by the way, as you are a citizen, a resident of the United Kingdom,
Yep.
what can you say? How can you describe the current state of the relations between Kazakhstan
I mean, the relationship
and the
is probably one of the best success stories of Western countries. The UK is thinks of Kazakhstan as the main priority within Central Asia. And in terms of, I mean, they've had a 30-year relationship with Kazakhstan, which started in 1992.
Right.
So, and I think now, since 2005, there's been somewhere in the region of 16, 17 billion dollars worth of investments from the UK. And likewise, of course, reverse business coming from Kazakhstan to the UK.
Yeah.
So I think the UK is now in the top 10 in terms of investors from the West.
Right.
And so it's a very important relationship.
So I make these small pieces.
Okay, I'm gonna stick that in here now. Thank you very much.
Okay.
And the rest of it smaller.
We can stick with that.
Sure.
I probably won't use all of this, but actually that's fine.
Yeah.
What we need now is to put some beef stock
As a broth.
And you use it specifically for the cooking purposes, right?
Yeah, so it's ready to bind all the flavors together. And we're going to put some flour as well, and again that sort of binds it all together so it's not too watery.
Okay. And it's better than use just water, right?
Yeah, it just gives it that extra sort of flavor.
Yes, flavor again.
Tell us more about your spare time. So what do you do in Astana?
Well,
You go to your Kazakh friends. What do you do usually?
yeah,
What do you love doing?
of course, I go to the gym and I try and keep fit one way or another. Also, I'm a pilot, so I go flying. I go to
Very
the
interesting,
Almaty
yes.
Falconavia in.
Do you have your private?
Yeah,
Jet?
no, I don't have my private plane. I have my license. But, and also there's an airdrome just outside near the Karaganda Highway, which I also fly from as well. So that's
So
during
the
the better season.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, we need to put some flour in here, just to sort of. So a couple of teaspoons. And that sort of binds it together.
Okay.
So you cover it with the flour
Yeah, just to sort of, and that just makes it a little bit more.
and make it together.
Yeah. Spoon.
All right. Do you find weather cold in Astana?
Well, yes, of course. Now we're starting to get into winter. It's very cold in the last few days. Isn't it?
Yes.
it's very cold.
When we first came to Kazakhstan, we thought we were going to be in Almaty, which of course would have been nicer in terms of the climate, but because we're more linked to the government, they insisted that we move up to Astana to be close to the ministries, to be close to the embassies. So that's why we're here. Other than the winters, the cold winters, which can be tough, although I see that this year the winter's quite late. It started quite late.
Yes, it started quite late.
Yeah, we had agreement with
Maybe.
the winter, yeah. Count was in the 1st December. Yeah, we usually have winters at the end of November. So
Yes, I know, and I mean, obviously, I've been here all these years.
But this year,
Snow
was melting.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that there will be snow in Shimbolak next week because I will be going down to do some skiing during the holidays.
It's usually a very, very nice experience.
Yeah.
Talking about your staying in Kazakhstan, you've been staying for 9 years now. So, do you remember the most memorable experience you've had here? Maybe in cultural.
I've been to a lot of weddings, and that's probably the most cultural. Interesting experience because of course a lot of our staff have got married and some friends, and just the size of the weddings that you have in Kazakhstan is just extraordinary.
It's like 1,000 people in one wedding.
Yes, and every table has to get up and do a speech, and you have your tamadar and the dancing. I mean that is really quite.
We find it funny.
It's very interesting.
You have to be sure you will sit alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I think this is pretty much done. So what we're going to do next is we want to put this into a dish. Okay, very good. So what we're going to do now is we've got the potatoes ready. So
Yes.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some some milk, and then a slice of butter. So it's, oops, maybe.
It's really soft now.
Hang on. Spoon is easier. Right.
The more butter, the better, right?
Yeah, just to give it. And then we also need a little bit of garlic.
Oh, is it garlic?
That's just
powder
garlic powder, yeah. And then
Garlic
the
powder,
normal
right.
salt and pepper. And then we're going to need to mash it. So I think I'll have to use the fork.
Okay.
We'll get there in the end.
So if we talk about science in general, about development of science in Kazakhstan, in Central Asia, I think our government now is paying a lot of attention to that, trying to finance it more and more. Yes. So are you embracing it as a positive
Yes, absolutely.
change?
I mean, we have very close contact with the minister in the Ministry of Science and Higher Education, and we're there to also help as much as we can in terms of assisting the science community, research and development community, and not only with our own projects, but we're open to provide assistance to the government for bringing any experts in, or looking at all sorts of different projects on climate change, cyber. Especially on bio. We helped a lot during the coronavirus crisis by providing specialist equipment for the border guards and for other people, and also a lot of training that went into providing expertise to the hospital medical staff on dealing with coronavirus, and also how to deal with biosafety, biosecurity issues.
Yeah, that is absolutely crucial, right? Okay, so...
Right, so what we're going to do now
our
is...
potatoes are now being mashed, yes? We're
going to put the...
Okay, we put it to the glass tray.
Yeah. This is a little bit big, but anyway, we'll spread it out.
Okay. So you make it even?
Yeah. I just hope there's enough potatoes we can cover all of this.
Yeah.
And that is shepherd's pie.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. In the early days, they were basically using leftovers from previous days, not to waste anything.
Yeah.
So it's very much whatever you want to put in it, you can put in it.
Yes, a good mix of products,
like
right?
Kazakh kurdak.
Well, yeah. So it's there just as a staple meal, but using as much anything you like. I mean, we've got mushrooms here. We didn't put mushrooms in today, but you can put anything in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the basic ingredient, obviously, either lamb or beef, with the onions and different types of vegetables with the spices. Okay, so
now
we're ready to cover it with potato, mashed potato.
we may not have enough, but anyway, let's just see what we can do.
I think we will.
I think we have enough of potatoes.
Well, I'm hoping, because it's basically got to cover the bottom half, the meat and the vegetables.
I'm just thinking about how many plates we will get from here.
You're going to get a lot because
Yeah, and that's
Our
why
team is hungry. Yeah.
we're gonna feed all the crew here.
well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So what we're going to do now is to basically bake it for about 25 minutes, so that when the potato starts to glaze and to sort of get burnt at the top.
Right.
And you'll see all the juices coming up and boiling through the.
What about parmesan? We will do it in the
Parmesan?
end?
I forgot the parmesan.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to grate.
We have a very good, yes.
And that is the final one.
Yeah, we can put the parmesan on top of the.
All right.
Okay, let's.
So I'm gonna open it.
Okay.
Put it inside.
Okay, so we're going to
Yes,
stick
we
that
are
in for about
broaching.
Yeah.
25
25
minutes or so, but we'll keep an eye on that.
Okay. Let's take a break. While we're cooking shepherd's pie, I'm gonna tell you some fascinating facts about Great Britain. The smallest statue in London is of two mice fighting over a piece of cheese. The story behind this tiny sculpture is quite tragic. During the construction of this monument, two of its builders succumbed in a quarrel over a sandwich, which turned out to be eaten by a mouse. British writer and author of the Harry Potter saga, Joanne Rowling became the first billionaire writer in 2014. Her income reached $1 billion. Becoming a taxi driver in London is not easy. First, you need to pass the test for orientation on the terrain without maps and navigators. Birmingham is the second largest city in the United Kingdom. More than 30 locations around the world are called Birmingham, and even on the moon there are places with this name.
So let us do a final check
Okay.
on our dish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Let us open it.
So
And
we see
what
that
is that?
basically the potatoes on top are getting crisp and brown, so it's pretty much done.
Pretty much done.
Yeah.
Yes, and it smells so good.
Well, we hope
yes.
so.
Yeah, we
Can't
can
wait
wait
to
to
taste it.
taste it. Right.
So shall I? Okay.
Ta-da.
Okay. Here we go. Our shepherd pie. Shepherd pie.
Shall I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, some beautiful moments.
Be careful with it. It's too hot.
It's hot.
Yes.
Straight up.
And we don't want you to be burned.
Oops.
Oh,
Oh man, it's a bit of a mess.
that's okay.
Okay. So.
Well, it's very soft.
Yep.
Yes. So great.
It looks delicious.
Do you think we are all set up and ready to go and taste it?
Let's
Then
give it a go.
let's do it. Let's go. Okay. So now we have a final stage of our program, the most, I think, exciting one when we can taste the dish we made today, right? So let us do this,
Yeah.
gentlemen.
Okay.
Go ahead. Okay. Now the topping is very crispy, right?
Well, meat is good.
What do you think, Lambrian?
Yeah. Meat is cooked, yes. I mean, it's not undercooked or overcooked. It's the perfect stage of it.
Okay. Very tasty. This is good because thanks to this program, to this show, we have an opportunity.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yes, to
Yeah.
taste so many examples of international cuisine. Thank you for giving us this opportunity,
It's
right?
been great fun.
Yeah.
Okay, and we have one more surprise for you, for you, Dave.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Let us
sure.
present it
Yeah.
very nicely. We have tea, cups of tea with us, so I think it will go
The
well
sweet thing.
with our little tea ceremony.
These, I guess, this is cottage cheese, and underneath we see millet. That is a very traditional thing from the national cuisine. So, and yeah, just enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
And
It'll be
share your feelings, emotions. What would you feel?
Impressions. Right. So this dessert has, the elements of our national cuisine. It's called tari,
It's not
right?
too, not too sweet, which is good. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
And what are the main ingredients being?
It's sour cream.
Yeah. Sour cream,
Yes,
yeah.
and it's also
But it's actually really soft. The
soft, yes.
top part is really soft, and with a crusty base as well. Gives it a sort of contrast. No, it's good.
Yes.
Yeah, it literally called tari cake.
Tari,
means
yes.
millet,
It's a millet been incorporated in this dessert, and we incorporate it in a lot of national dishes
Nice.
here in Kazakhstan. So yeah, please enjoy it.
And one more thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure. It's just behind you. It's
Yes.
here.
Before we finish our
Yeah.
Oh,
Talk and
Our
cook on the
eating
white pocket.
that's great.
Yeah. You can hang it on the wall when you go home. But we have inside. So these box. This is gent, covered with chocolates, white and brown.
Nice, I like chocolate. I'm a chocoholic. So.
Oh, great, super.
Thank you very much.
So you can enjoy
Most
it.
enjoyable,
yeah?
and I'm sure I shall enjoy these as well.
Right. Thank you, David,
Thank you very much.
for being with us
Great
today.
fun. Really enjoyed it.
So thank you for this opportunity again, and we hope we'll have more of this in the
Yeah.
future. Thank you.
Thank you both.
That's it for today. For more episodes of Talk and Cook, please watch us on Silkwet TV channel. So stay tuned and be with us.